Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. Sorry, my mouth got all tied up. I think it's going to happen a few times on the show. It's already happened pre-show. Had a long day of talking, VO, voiceovers, and stuff like that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. We're going to have a great show.
Yes, we are.
Yes, but what you haven't seen already is our great pre-show with our guest. Very exciting.
Yes.
There's going to be a mysterious unraveling of an onion. Yes. Now, Onion, who are you? Guest, who are you?
I am Greg from Sleep Champion Devices.
Yes.
Yeah, Sleep Champion Devices. Oh boy, do we have a lot to unpack. We've already identified several things before you even heard us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great. Greg, it's awesome to have you. We're very excited that you're here. We can't wait to hear your story ourselves, and by default of that happening, sharing that with the rest of our listeners. As we do that,
thanks for inviting me on.
Oh, of course, of course. As we do that, where can people go see the things that you do?
Well, people can find me where they find most things on the internet, I guess. So, I think I'm on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. Those are the main three. You can go there. You can look at things. You can listen to things. You can find me at just at Sleep Champ Devices on all three of those. And you can also go to sleepchampiondevices.com.
Okay.
And look at my own website.
There you go. And the pedal in question that we're going to be talking about today is called Horse Cult. Very cool. Okay, so we have a few announcements that we need to get through first, and then we'll start having some happy good times. Not that these aren't happy good times. In fact, they're super happy good times because we're going to give away another pedal.
Ooh.
This is one of the 6 that Mike Nazi gave to us. This is the Keeley Compressor Plus. And Greg, just for your edification, what this is we had a former supporter of ours on Patreon who basically decided that his time with guitar was over. And after supporting us and really loving the community, he sent us a big box of pedals and other ephemera that he wanted to get in the hands of our other supporters. So we've been selecting some of those supporters to receive these pedals. And in this case, this compressor is going to, let's say it at the same time, Ronald McDonald. Oh.
See how you are?
I know.
That's why I put a little delay on.
Bruce
Bacon!
That's right.
Bruce Bacon!
Bruce Bacon, congratulations. And thank you so much for supporting our show, being a great friend to the show, and giving us so many great Would You Rathers.
Yes.
Which we are out of right now. So Tony's going to have to figure this one out today.
What?
Yes.
You never told me that.
That's true.
Bruce, call us.
This is coming out to you, Bruce. Thank you so much. Let's see. Well, let's get on into what's going in. Do you have any announcements, by the way, Tony? That was rude. That was so rude of me. Oh, Pedals and Pints. Pedals and Pints is coming up.
Pedals and
October
Pints.
8th. So if you are in the mid-Ohio area, or heck, if you just want to fly in from wherever.
Yes.
We're going to be doing that.
Columbus is very easy to get to.
It is true. It's the belly button of the country, I think.
Yeah, at least of Ohio.
Yes. We're going to be at Combustion Brewery, and we're going to have several tables, not just us, but a bunch of builders.
Yep.
And it's going to be a great time.
I think that's great.
Yes. All right. Let's get
When is that?
October 8th, I believe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I'll mark it on my calendar.
I'm fairly certain.
Yes, that sounds about right.
It's probably not right because I'm reconsidering that. But yeah, look it up. You'll find it.
Yeah, Pedals and Pints.
Pedals and Pints.
Columbus,
It's
Ohio.
on our Instagram. All right. Let's get into what's going on in our music world this week. I think that was the 4th time I've tried to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to start off with Tony Baloney, a.k.a. Tanya Bolonsky.
When is he coming in?
The lovely, the leggy sausage queen of Youngstown. Okay, go ahead. And then we'll check in with Greg.
Okay. Well, this week I had a not so good discovery on one of my instruments.
Oh, I know what it is.
What?
It's mold.
No, it's not mold.
Oh.
No, And this kind of ties in with, we were talking to, I forget who it was, about cases.
Uh-huh.
And so
Oh, it was Gabs.
that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
1B. Right?
Well, yeah, but he's referred to as, I think, Gabs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but 1B.
Yeah.
Don't use 2Bs.
Not 1B. With 1S. Yes. Go ahead, please. Oh, my God.
1G.
Go.
So I years and years ago, I put together a couple of these octave 12-string Mando guitars, I guess you would call them, because the body was shaped like a Fender electric mandolin, but it had it's 12 strings, and so it had basically, if you took a 12-string guitar and capoed it at the 12th fret, that's what you end up with.
Okay.
So they're a little wonky, and this one had the big hockey stick headstock, like the Fender Electric 12s did, and so long story even longer. I was just going through some of the things and pulling some things out, and this one happened to be in a soft gig bag. And as I pulled it out, I discovered that there was some edge damage to said instrument. And, it can be fixed. I mean, it's a semi-relic finish anyhow. It's a nitro finish.
Yeah.
And it's got some checking and stuff in it.
How did it get edge damage?
I couldn't tell you, but it took a hit somehow. I don't know if it got jammed into something or whatever, but it's kind of where your arm would sit anyhow. But I've just got to get it. I have to have it fixed.
Yes, clearly.
It's bothering me.
Yes.
And I don't know that there is
Maybe it was just trying to get your attention to play it.
Well, that's a possibility. I'll have to bring that. Actually, I was going to bring it down for John because it's a good studio instrument for if you have a guitar player that...
He has one.
An electric octave?
Well, no, he's got a little, like a Telemando thing.
Yeah, that's
Electric
a Mando.
one, yeah.
But that's set up like a Mando. This is set up like a 12-string guitar.
That's
so
right.
if you have
Yeah,
a guitar player that can't play mandolin,
yes,
which is kind of like an upside-down guitar,
yes,
they can play this. And it sounds very much like a mandolin.
Interesting.
So, which is why I kind of started making those years ago.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to get it fixed. The wood is kind of damaged. It's kind of compressed in that area. But I think what bothers me more is just that there's raw wood.
Yeah.
Where it's a two-tone burst, so it goes from brown to amber. And so I'm going to get it fixed. I'm going to have my buddy Sean take care of that for me.
Good.
Anyhow.
Greg, Tony has a funny idea of how guitars are supposed to be used and played.
I see.
So he's got...
I'm waiting to hear this
the
now.
Octolin, what is it? It's
an Octavius.
It's an Octavius.
12.
12, right? But he also has a 9-string electric acoustic bass.
No,
electric acoustic guitar.
It's an 8-string.
An 8-string electric acoustic guitar.
Baritone.
I want to see those two played in the same band.
You could.
Yeah.
You could actually do that.
With steel drums.
Ooh, I do love steel drums.
Jeez.
That's it. I got to find a steel drum player.
You should, yes. Or a steel drum guitar. I'm sure you can make one. Greg, what's going on in your music world this week that doesn't include building your pedals?
Or an octave electric guitar.
Yes.
Oh, well, now that you say that, nothing, I guess. That's ruled out. No, you've actually caught me at a good time. Normally, I don't have a whole lot of guitar-related news, but just in the past week, I tried my hand for the first time at rewiring a guitar.
Oh.
So many years ago, there's probably a couple of years before COVID, some friends of mine gave me this kind of ratty, electric guitar they'd had rattling around in their closets for years. I believe an old roommate of theirs left it there a decade before that. They just decided that I was going to have it now. And so I took it, I stuck it under my bed and forgot about it. And then something prompted me recently to pull it out and take a look at it. And it turns out It's actually a half decent guitar. So it's I think it's pronounced Godin. So
Yeah.
Godin. Yeah.
Canadian.
So Canadian brand, and kind of looked cool. The neck felt cool. It was obviously heavily neglected, but I just decided I would try my hand at turning it into something that I could maybe actually use. So just in the past week, I put some new pickups in it. So I got some Lola P90s, stuck those in there, rewired the whole thing, and went for, which is like a bit of a theme with me, went for like a really simple control set. So it's just a three-way pickup selector and a volume control.
Huh.
No tone?
And no tone control.
Okay.
And so far it sounds great.
Yeah. Well, those are great pickups, and the Godin guitars
They're really nice.
and for the money,
Oh, it's crazy.
you can't beat it. And from what I understand is he had some arrangement with the Canadian Forestry Service.
Yeah, it's only their stuff.
And they're using cherry, maple, pretty much trees that are indigenous to Canada. And he would get his wood basically for free. I mean,
It's like his backyard. Like it's literally like they have a whole forest of trees that they use.
yeah.
I had a Fifth Avenue. I think it was called a Fifth Avenue Kingpin.
Yeah, the Kingpin.
Yeah, and that was great. It had a dog ear P90 in it, kind of a big like a jazz body style
Yeah.
thing. Cherry neck on it.
Yep.
It was a great guitar.
Yeah. And they're not crazy expensive either.
No, if anybody has been wondering about like, yeah, what's up with this brand? There's a fantastic video, a walk through the factory with the owner explaining all this stuff and showing how they, match the woods not only by weight but by density. So they do a density check. And
We should try that with you.
check.
Yes, it's quite dense.
Density. That was a good one, Tony.
Thank you.
It's super interesting because I think they do a better job than most factory walkthroughs by really explaining all of those different steps, not just, hey, this is where this happens, but this is where it happens, and this is how we do it, and this is why we do it. I really enjoyed that. That's up on YouTube, so check it out.
Yeah, and there's also, I think I don't know if it's still active, but for a period of time, they were doing some assembly and finish work in Maine, I think, in the U.S., and I think that had something to do with, cross the border kind of stuff. If there was some advantage to being able to sell in the U.S., I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
God only knows what it is
Who knows?
now. But
ask Mike Love.
yeah, no.
So now, is it fully functional?
It is. I'm going to say it's like 85% functional. In that it makes sound. It is playable. The intonation is in really bad shape. So actually, I need to take it to someone who's really good at guitar setups and give it a really thorough once over.
You can do that, man.
Do it.
You can do it. Watch it. You can.
I only have so much time. It's like I can either build a couple of pedals, or I can frustrate myself by trying to learn how to set up a guitar.
You may find that is your calling.
And if you take the time once, you should stick. So then you don't have to do that again, maybe. But you do your thing. That's all good. Build pedals. Maybe that's a better idea. And make the rest of us happy. Yes.
It feels like the right choice at this point.
I understand. Has this given you any spark to futz around with any of your other guitar electronics, like upgrading or anything like that?
Potentially, yeah. My main guitar is a Jazzmaster, and like I love Jazzmasters. I did like the way they sound and feel. I've always just really heavily connected with that. But there's a ton of stuff on there that I just never use, like the whole rhythm circuit.
Yep.
I never touch. I use that as a kill switch.
Yep.
I don't use tone knobs on guitars at all. But that's a really nice instrument that I didn't want to dive straight into messing around with that. So
yeah.
this I was kind of viewing this experiment with this kind of free guitar that I ended up with as a bit of a trial run to see if I made a mess of it. But it went really well. It's actually, modifying guitars is a lot simpler than working with pedal electronics. It turns out.
The circuit is just.
It's a couple of wires and a couple of solder points, and off you go. So it was actually a really nice change of pace.
Now, one thing that might change your mind at some point about not having a tone control is if you really want to get into some fun wiring, and if you want to split a humbucker, for instance. Like normally people, the two wires that normally get tied together on a four conductor.
He's silently shaking his head. I can see him.
Yes, he's agreeing.
No, shaking, not nodding.
So you can, if you want to put like a switch in, you can take those two wires and run them to ground, and that basically taps the coil. A humbucker turns it into more of a single coil sound. Now, the one thing that I learned,
get all that, Greg?
I did, yes.
Okay.
So the one thing that if I've learned nothing else about guitars or about PV guitars in particular, they did this little trick that came from one of he was a lap steel guitarist builder, maybe. I forget what his name is now. But, normally on the tone control, you have an open whatever, what are they called? Legs, whatever things that you solder to.
Okay.
Normally there's three on a thing.
Legs.
So there's always one that's empty on the tone control. Mm-hmm. If you take those same two wires that you would normally run through a switch and put it onto that empty leg, I'm going to call it a leg. When you turn your tone control to full maximum, it shorts those two wires to ground, so it taps your coil, and when you back off to say around 9 instead of 10, you get the full humbucker or the full pickup effect.
Well, that's interesting.
So that's a fun little thing.
That is a fun little thing. Your choice of Jaguar is interesting.
It's a Jazzmaster.
Oh, Jazzmaster. Why? I thought he said Jaguar.
He said Jazzmaster.
No, it's definitely a Jazzmaster.
Okay. Well, still, I think this applies. It's sort of like.
No, they're two different guitars.
No. But, go with me here.
No.
It's like you wanted a kite, but you bought a helicopter.
Okay. Explain more.
Well, it's like I don't use any of the,
I'm with you, Greg.
I'm use any of the controls.
See where this is going.
I don't use any of the controls, but that's what like the Jazzmaster and the Jaguar are like. That's why a lot of people get it.
Well, yeah, they both have that so-called rhythm circuit.
I'd be doing the same thing. I'm not knocking you. I'm just,
Well, every one of those that I've done, I've bypassed that circuit.
Okay.
Anyhow. I find, it's such a spaghetti mess of wiring in both of those models that, the Jazzmaster is actually a little bit easier because it goes down to a three-way, a lower switch. Mm-hmm. So
you're not going to talk about wiring anymore, are you?
What else would you like to know about wiring, Todd?
Well,
now that you brought that up.
I'm curious, what made you go for the Jazzmaster? Was there a particular guitarist or anything that inspired you?
Probably lots of guitarists. I don't think there was any one person in particular. Being of
Kirk Hammett.
What was that?
Kirk Hammett.
Yes, of course. Yes.
The premier Jazzmaster player.
Yeah, the famous Jazzmaster user, Kirk Hammett from Metallica. Being of a certain age and, kind of growing up throughout the 90s, when...
there was
a heyday.
Big resurgence of Jazzmasters.
Absolutely, yeah. And
Sonic Youth, Jay Mascis, those...
All of those guys, those were the people that I absorbed growing up, and I just love the sounds that people are able to create with those guitars, and I think because I was that age at that time, I just think they look the coolest. And I think anyone that tells you that the look of a guitar doesn't matter is absolutely lying
They're
to
nuts.
you. They're just insane. Yeah. So for me, they just seem like the correct guitar for me. And
Nice.
it took a really long time for me to first get my hands on a Jazzmaster. I could never afford it because by the time I had things like jobs and money and all of that sort of thing. I was a bit older, and then the second I held one, it felt right. And
That's cool.
That's just kind of where I've been ever since. But I mean, it is kind of interesting. This is where I think the Godin guitar is actually a really nice kind of counterpoint to it, is because I'm not super tall and my hands are quite small.
You sound tall.
You can hear some height in my voice.
Don't you think? Did you picture him as really tall? Tall and thin.
Tall and thin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
go with that.
Let's just go with that. I'm going to end my story right now.
Okay.
But no, the Jazzmaster, for my frame and my hands, it is a little bit oversized. And so while I love the way it feels and plays, it's not 100% the most comfortable guitar, whereas the Godin guitar, it's much, much smaller.
Yeah, the body is much more compact.
It actually feels appropriately sized for me. So that's kind of a nice little difference there.
Well, that's cool. It's fun to dig into the wiring. If you can't
There
really
we go again
mess
with the
things
wiring.
up.
Oh my God.
Oh, for God's sakes, Todd.
Yeah. Well, you
Anyhow.
need a Jazzmaster to play all the Midnight Oil hits too. So.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
What about you, Todd? What's going on in your musical
Well,
world this week?
I got this.
Besides trying to poison me with double salt licorice.
Oh no, they're good, man.
No, they're terrible.
Yeah, no, they're good. Anyways, guess what came in the mail? Well, I'll tell you. 'Cause
Tell me.
You couldn't possibly guess. I ordered this in May or June, I think.
Wow.
This is the GP5 multiprocessor from Valiton. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Tony, this is essentially an HX stomp.
No.
For this conversation, yes. Many of you have probably seen the captain from Anderton's and Pete do their reveal of this pedal, and both of them were absolutely blown away, gobsmacked even. Yes, this has 100 effects in it.
No,
It does.
get out of here.
Including drives, modulations, delays, reverbs, and more.
Let me see
up
that
to
thing.
9 effects blocks in a single chain. This thing is it's the size of a.
It's smaller than an EP boost.
It's the size of an EP boost. Everybody,
It's smaller.
but smaller. It is. It is Bluetooth as well, so you can put it in your board, but you can control it from your phone or your iPad if you want. So if you're doing any kind of stage stuff and something's not right, there is 100 patch slots, 50 factory presets, and 50 user patches for instant access. It is Bluetooth and USB interface. It streams backtracks. It has a drum machine. It has a tuner. It has 50 snap tones preloaded, which and also does the neural amp modeler files.
What's a snap tone?
I'm not sure, but it sounds like from like TC. Remember TC Electronics did the you beam your thing to the phone.
Oh yeah,
or beam your phone to the pedal thing.
Yeah.
I just got it, so like it's nuts. It weighs 237 grams.
I mean, it's hefty.
That's not
for
even a
its
pound.
size, but
Is that a pound? You're Imperial, right? Greg.
Sorry. Yeah. No. I'm actually growing in Australia. We are definitely metric. We
Okay.
used to be Imperial.
Yes.
Here in Canada,
You're both.
it's a real mess.
Well, anyways,
it's
it's very
French
light.
and English.
It's very light.
It's a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me, what does something like this cost?
How's I got that for like $75.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No, I'm not. It is absolutely bonkers, and it uploads IR. You put your IR file. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Now, this is not. Obviously, it's teeny tiny, so you don't have like a big giant user interface on it. But that's what the phone connection is for. So you can load it up. You can put it on your computer, load it up, do all
or
the
an
things.
iPad, maybe.
Do it on an iPad, do it on a phone, whatever you want. But the actual interface itself is actually quite user friendly because pedals look like pedals. They're not names. I can't wait to try it just to see, like, yeah, it's $79 now. So it went up a little bit.
That's crazy.
You can get them on Amazon. Now, the crazy thing is I just got mine. So it was like back ordered everywhere forever for better part of 4 months. But now you can get it in 2 days. You can get it delivered for $100 on Amazon.
Wow.
Anyways, the Valenton products, I had the GP 200, I believe, and that is a larger format. It's sort of an all-in-one board.
Yeah.
Amps, modulation drives, amps, pedals, speakers, everything, and a volume/wah pedal on a single board. And it was like, I think that board was like $300. It's really remarkable what they do. Now, I am not suggesting that everybody go out and not use their awesome pedals, but this is just such a unique product that it would definitely have its uses, especially if you're doing like small boards or flight boards or anything like that, where you're just like, I got to get up and go, or practicing when you don't need to high volume, all the things. So check that out, everybody. We'll talk a little bit more about this. I'm gonna use it and try to get some information out there. I know there's already some great stuff, but we'll do that as well. So that's what happened. So there.
I want to try that because if it's half as good as you say.
If you guys go check out the Andertons video of this, because
I'm writing that down.
Those guys they just stammer the whole time because they're like, wow, how is this possible? Anyways, and you know what I'm going to do, Tony?
What?
To hook up this pedal? Greg has the answer, but we're gonna let him just keep.
You're going to use a USB cable?
No, I'm going to use Tour Gear Designs patch cables from Canada to hook this up to my other pedals. They got big ones, small ones. They got C-shaped ones, S-shaped ones. Top to bottom, bottom to side, and the whole 9 yards.
I love it.
If you go there, load up your cart, you're going to want to do that. I promise you. And you're going to save 15% on your order.
How?
By using the code, the guitar knobs, all one word, all lowercase.
Oh.
Yes.
But where do you get that?
Well, you're going to load up your cart. You're going to hit pay. Don't worry. You're not going to pay just yet. That induces the coupon code box to which you put the coupon code. Then you save your 15%. Thank you to Tour Gear for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3.
4 on the floor.
All right, Greg from Sleep Champion Devices. What is your 4 on the floor?
So my 4 on the floor comes, I guess, with like a little bit of disclosure in that it's been a really long time since I've played in a band. I was thinking about this earlier today, like getting ready for this conversation. I realized it's been about 14 years.
Oh, wow.
I kind of moved away from playing music live for a long time. It was supposed to just be a little break, and here we are. So as a consequence, that means like I actually haven't had a pedal board in the same number of years. So in thinking about sort of what my like must-have pedals are, I'm really sort of reflecting on the last pedal board I had, back in like 2011. This might, I don't know, maybe I'll date myself. Maybe this will.
This is very exciting.
Yeah, maybe. Is it? I don't know.
It is.
Yeah. We'll see. So I think
if it's not, we have really wasted many years of our life. Let me tell you that.
Okay. So number 1 is the Rat. I think, to my mind, it's the perfect distortion pedal for, like, as we were saying earlier, for someone who came of age during a certain period where guitars looked like Jazzmasters and Jaguars and that sort of thing. I just don't think you can go past it.
Good.
And Yeah, and I don't even remember what it was I was hoping to buy, but I have this really distinct memory of going into a guitar shop and having to, because this was before you could watch 100 videos on YouTube for
Or
guitar
even
demos.
buy anything online.
Mostly, yeah. So I had to go into a guitar shop and talk to a human and say, "Hey, I want to try some like distortion pedals and kind of try a bunch." And I think I had something else in mind. I don't remember what it was, but I have this memory of the guy at the guitar shop saying like, "Oh, you should try this Rat pedal." And I think I played a single chord and immediately decided, "Yep, I'm buying that today."
Mm-hmm. Now, what amp were you playing back in the day?
In those days, I was playing. It was essentially an AC30.
Okay, now you're talking our language.
Now, essentially,
Yeah.
define essentially.
Essentially, it was one of the newer ones that had like some built-in effects and things, which I can't remember the model name or number or anything, but I kind of abandoned using those effects like very, very quickly.
Yes, for good reason, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of got the job done
Ish.
for like 5 minutes, and then I had to go and buy some other stuff. Yeah, so playing like a pretty hot guitar at the time. I think I had a Telecaster with just like the hottest bridge pickup I could find. It was some kind of Damasio monster in there. Into the Rat, into the Vox was just a perfect distorted guitar sound.
No arguments from anybody listening right now.
Yep.
Continue.
Great, love that. So the number 2 is the Line 6 DL4.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, this is around the same time. We're all talking.
You've definitely
talking about,
locked the 90s in so far.
Oh man, yeah, we're going there. I don't know. I was thinking about this today, and it probably seems like such a quaint idea now, but like when that thing was released, it was crazy. It was mind blowing.
It was a monster.
Yeah, I don't even remember where or exactly when I bought it. I kind of remember just having it and immediately loving it. And I used to use it with an expression pedal. So I basically had like 6 different kind of delay sounds going, all with tap tempo. It was incredible.
You still have it?
No. So one of the things is when I moved to Canada about 12 years ago now, I sold almost all of my worldly possessions.
Oh, wow.
And so like all of my guitars, all of my pedals and stuff, they went.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of hardcore, man.
Yeah. It was a big move. And I don't know, it was kind of freeing at the same time. I think I was like a lot of people who, I've
sure
been
makes
playing...
it easier to run from the police,
Yeah.
About
That it does.
Okay, how about number 3?
Yeah. Number 3, I love reverb. It's probably one of my favorite effects ever. I probably, use it way too much. And so number 3 is going to be the Boss RV5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the RV5 that I used to have. I was looking at them online today, and I can't quite remember. That one looked about right. But yeah, the RV5 on the plate setting was always my go-to.
I like a plate. I'm a fan of a plate.
Love a plate reverb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And Boss stuff, I think, is just the best. It's indestructible. It's cheap. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No muss, no fuss.
I like the Boss stuff. I can't love it. I've never brought myself to run across a Boss pedal that I'm like, I love this. I have to keep it. I love the form factor. I mean, actually, I don't love the form. I love the pedal part. That's the really only thing I like about a Boss pedal is the big giant stompy bit.
Yeah.
Because the whole bottom is like almost completely unusable for a pedal board. The knobs, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not trying to bash on Boss. They obviously do loads of stuff. For me and mine, I don't have so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think there's something in the look of them. It's maybe a little bit clinical. It doesn't inspire one to like you play it. Maybe I'm not sure, but
Yeah. I have an addendum to my statement, if you will, and I think this is going to be redeeming because the pedal there's a pedal sitting in front of us that is infinitely more interesting to me. That's one of the reasons that I don't get into like Boss pedals and super, stuff like that, because there's too many builders out there making just really unique hand thought of by one person instead of a committee kind of thing. I just really love that. So that's why there's no room in my board for other things.
You know what an elephant is?
Yes.
It's a racehorse designed by a committee.
No, that's a camel.
No, it's an elephant.
No, it's no elephant.
There's an elephant in the room.
Yeah, no. You're trying to get out of it. I see what you're doing. Continue. Well, number 4.
So number 4, a little bit of a left turn in that the first 3, they're very like this kind of what I would consider to be just like foundational, fundamental sounds. But I've always needed something that just really destroys everything on my board. And for me, for the longest time, that pedal was the Mid-Fi Electronics Glitch Computer.
Oh.
Which is essentially, it's like a really intense fuzz pedal that has randomized kind of pitch oscillations and glitches in it. In case you've
So it sounds like what they
one.
made 60s computers sound like, just on some really heavy duty energy drinks and drugs.
More or less, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but a little bit more like everything's exploding.
Right.
I mean, that's at least how I used it anyway.
Yes.
And I came across that pedal because at the time, I think I read an article on Nels Klein because I think he was playing with Wilco. He'd been with them like just for a little while.
Another great jazz master player.
Exactly. And he had one on his board, and just his description of it immediately tickled my brain in all the right ways. So I kind of looked up the company, and again, this was before there were like demo videos and things. And I vaguely remember, I think on the Mid-Fi Electronics website, they just had some audio clips just like hard embedded on the page, and there were like 2 or 3 of them, and you just sort of had to listen to those and decide if you wanted to buy one, which I did. And I think even the ordering process was you just had to email them and say, "Hi, I'd like one, please."
Wow.
And wait for them to get back to you. So yeah, I bought that one, and it was the greatest way to end a set ever.
Wow.
Just blow everything up.
And you don't have this any longer, right?
Not anymore. No. I made sure I sold that one to a friend of mine when I made the move to Canada, because I specifically wanted that one to be in good hands.
Well, it's neat too because they aren't factory run kind of things. They seem to have quite a bit of unique aesthetics to all of their stuff.
Yeah, so Mid-Fi Electronics, it's run by one guy. This guy Doug Tuttle, who I've never spoken to in my entire life, but his work is a real inspiration for me and my kind of pedal designing. I think when I first discovered him, he had maybe 3 or 4 different pedals, and I think I bought 3 of them at once. Now, if you, I looked recently. Now he's got a whole ton of stuff on there.
Yeah.
They're all really
You
interesting.
need to get him on the show.
You really should. You really
I
should.
I'm going to make that a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll
Yeah,
say
like
that you said hi.
Oh, please do. Yeah. Everything he makes is just like it's a really interesting take on whatever it is that kind of sound is. So yeah, highly recommend getting in touch with that guy.
Indeed. I'm gonna do everything I can to make that happen, listeners. And if anybody knows him directly, so that he's not like, who are these clowns trying to contact me while I'm trying to make cool pedals? Hook me up. We'll make it happen. Okay, man, that's a great board. That's an awesome throwback board right there. That's cool.
I love that it's a designated throwback board too. I think I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got all the stuff that captures an era, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's solid. Okay, speaking of solid, we've got a near solid chunk of aluminum, if you count the knobs, which I just absolutely gushed over in a minute as soon as I opened it up. This is the Horse Colt by Sleep Champion Devices. Now, we have a few things. We need answers, Greg.
Okay.
Yes. Answers.
Is Greg your real name?
It is.
Okay. That's check. Okay, number one.
Great.
Sleep Champion Devices. Help us out with that one.
What would you like to know about it?
Why?
Just why?
Are you an award-winning sleeper?
Yes.
No, it's a little bit of a sarcastic name, honestly. For almost my entire life, I've really struggled with insomnia, and my interest in exploring guitar pedal design kind of grew out of just being awake really late at night at one point. And, my usual thing is if I can't sleep, I get up, I make a cup of like herbal tea or something and, just kind of watch TV for a while. And I ended up watching a really long YouTube video that was Josh from JHS just assembling one of the Stu Mac pedal kits in real time.
Oh,
it's a great thing to watch at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep.
yeah.
And my main takeaway from it was that actually looks really fun. I wouldn't mind trying that. And one thing led to another, and then I think it was my birthday a couple of months later, and my wife bought me a couple of pedal kits that I soldered up. I'd never soldered anything in my life, and so of course they didn't work.
You're saying it correctly, just like I do. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yes, solder and solder. Yeah, that's always a fun one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be solder.
Solder. I'm sticking with it. If Greg says it's okay, I say it's okay.
Well,
I think it's okay.
all right. Then you're moving to Canada.
Okay.
Anyways, that's another story. Continue, please.
Yeah, and so I very quickly, even though those two pedal kits didn't work, I kind of failed in building them. I really quickly realized I really enjoyed the process of it.
It is so fun, isn't it?
It is. It's such a great way to spend time. I think there's something.
It's very zen.
I was about to say that. Yeah, it's like something about just keeping the mind focused and the hands kind of busy, and you just kind of go through this methodical process. It's great.
Yeah. I suspect you've mentioned a few things already where I'm like, I'm seeing alignment in certain things just from myself. I don't know about you, but like when I'm working during the day, I have to have I listen to a lot of EDM without vocals. I can't listen to anything with vocals if I'm working. But I need something to like the paddle ball thing for one side of my brain to go, and the other one's like, all right, I got to do some work here. Shut up, guy. That's how I see my brain.
How can you type if you're doing the paddleball thing?
Well, he does that.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So I don't know. In the insomnia thing, I have a very, very difficult time going to sleep. Like I hate going to sleep and I hate waking up. I know
that's kind of counterintuitive.
I know, but that's so. Anyways, I'm feeling you, man. I'm right. I'm in stride with you. I feel like.
So what do you do to help go to sleep? What's your go-to tip?
Well, okay. I basically stay up really late until basically my body is screaming at me to go to bed. And I will keep myself busy, with any of the varying side things that I do. Also, watch a lot of Tony. What are you doing?
I'm just listening.
Okay. I will also. Tony's trying to get me to say something, but I'm not going to say it. And I like, just trying to. I'll listen to audiobooks or whatever. But at a certain point, you have to give up and you just have to say, again, I got to go try. And believe it or not, there are two things that if I'm struggling to get to sleep, I will try to think of. Number one is my daughter's birth. Like I will play that whole thing through my head, like moment by moment by moment by moment, my first daughter, or whatever recent show I just played. And literally moment by moment, and inevitably, I only get not too far into it, and then I'm out. Those are the saving graces that I found for myself.
So what I'm hearing, I guess, tonight when I'm struggling to sleep, I should try and picture the birth of your daughter. Is that?
I'm glad to hear that, a boy.
Or Todd's last gig.
I was like, I was secretly hoping you were going to say that. I do have the movie, but I don't recommend watching it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like a lifetime of struggling to go to sleep and stay asleep. I'll try anything once. So if you want to send that over, I'll try it.
Yeah. Well, what I ended up telling like my girls who struggled to sleep, whenever they did, everybody struggles to go to sleep every once in a while. I just tell them to start out. What happened? You woke up, you brush your teeth. What did you put on? And literally just step by step. You can't get past an hour into your day. It puts you to sleep. It's a weird thing. At least that's what I've found out. So try that maybe. Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Anyways, we're talking about pedals and guitars and stuff. Okay, so Sleep Champion, we got you covered on that. That's an ironic thing, but it's cool. It's memorable. And it's unique, and it's yours. Now, this is called the Horse Cult. What is this pedal not?
I think I see where you're going with this.
Yes.
It is not a clone. It is really, really seriously not a clone.
Okay.
And I'm very early in my journey with this pedal company. So if I have any little nugget of advice to impart on anyone who's thinking about making a pedal, is just really consider the ramifications of using the word horse when you name a drive pedal, because I didn't entirely think that one through.
No.
And I mean, really, I guess I can tell you the story behind it anyway.
Please do, yes.
Yes. So I was kind of halfway through the design process of this pedal when my wife and I, we took a trip to Iceland, where I'd always wanted to go, and had this really, really amazing experience over there. And I don't know if either of you have been to Iceland or familiar with this phenomenon they have there, but there's this very specific type of horse over there. These Icelandic horses, they're kind of smaller and cute.
Yes.
But
very long hair, right?
Quite long hair, yeah. They got really great haircuts. And as you drive around, you just kind of come across these little groupings of horses everywhere. And when the weather starts to turn bad, like we encountered some like really quite scary bad weather while we were there. When the weather turns bad and the wind picks up, the horses actually line up in a straight line, all facing in the same direction. So as you're driving along these roads, kind of winding between kind of hills and cliffs and, picturesque landscapes, you just continually see these lines of horses facing in the same direction. And it's really quite creepy. And my wife and I were referring to it as, oh, it's the horse cult again.
Wow, that's cool.
And in my mind, I do this all the time when I hear something like that. I'm like, oh, that'd be a great name for a band.
Right.
Yeah.
If I was going to start a band, I'd call it, horse cult.
Yes.
And it wasn't until, we got back home and I was continuing to kind of chip away at the circuit for this pedal that I just realized I need a name for this thing. And that's a great name for something. I should just call this horse cult. And it immediately felt right, and I moved forward with it. And in my mind, in that moment, I think I was aware. I was like, oh, that's like a nice little nod to there's the Clon's got a horsey thing, and there's like Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and it's referencing some things that I think are kind of fun. But then the second I started sharing the pedal with people, to get some demos and stuff.
The first question, probably, I have to imagine.
Seriously, it was immediately the first person that got a demo unit. They sent me a message oh, hey man, is this a Klon? Because it doesn't really sound like one.
Right.
And I was like,
that's what happened with me too. I was like, this doesn't really sound like. I mean, it could be a version of it, I suppose, but yeah.
No, it's not at all. And so that's why. It was one of the things that made me realize I had to put an FAQ up on my website. Immediately. It was it's not a Klon. I think there are people that make Klon variants really well. It's not something I'm especially interested in digging into. I'm not a huge Klon fan. But
just horses.
Just horses. Just love those horses.
Yes. So what is it?
I call it a saturation device, which I guess that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. But it's essentially a very, very low gain overdrive circuit.
Okay.
And it kind of grew out of experiments with, funnily enough, the harmonic percolator. Which it is not. Horse cult is not a harmonic percolator.
Or a Klon.
Or a Klon. It's not a lot of things. So when I connecting this to kind of the origins of Sleep Champion, when I finally was soldering well enough to build pedal kits that actually worked, I decided I was going to make 2 harmonic percolators. One for myself. I was going to send one to one of my good friends back in Australia. It'd be kind of almost like a friendship bracelet, but pedals. And so I built them up, and they sounded great. And the ones that I built, they had a toggle switch for different clipping modes, and I used these really insane germanium diodes for one of the options, and they sounded incredible. But they just completely killed the volume, to such an extreme degree. And I immediately thought, well, surely it's not that hard to make this louder. People make pedals. I wonder how you go about doing that. And that was my first step into breadboarding a circuit and trying to see if I could customize something to my tastes. And, while I was working on it, I realized that what I was really drawn to about that circuit was the lower gain sounds that were coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent quite a while, just trying to build a version of the harmonic percolator that was only the low gain settings. And I just couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to until I eventually just started considering other options and kind of landed on. It was a schematic in one of Brian Wampler's old books from like 20 years ago that I think he removed from the internet because he decided they were full of mistakes or something. But there was just a really simple circuit using JFETs. It was just called AC30 emulator. And I put that up on my breadboard, and it was immediately moving in the right direction. And so I just started tweaking that and adding a bunch of stuff to it. And that was what eventually turned into what is now Horse Cult.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused. You made like the lowest gain overdrive, you could, sounds like, to a degree. But, a few minutes ago, you're like, I love to destroy the signal.
I did say that. That's true.
And we understand that you are probably capable of liking two kinds of things. But typically when we hear, oh, this is my first pedal, it's like most people are designing the pedal that makes the sound that they are most familiar with. Mm-hmm. Help me out with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's partly connected to. So I have one of those like Spark amps that I use when I'm just like breadboarding stuff. It's really small. It just sits on my little table with me, and like it gets the job done. But they don't sound amazing or anything.
Yeah.
And so I think on some subconscious level, I was just trying to make that amp sound more like the Vox that I had all those years ago. Because it's funny that is the sound that I am most familiar with is the sound of like a bass tone that has those tonal characteristics and that kind of touch response to it. Like that's a very comfortable space for me, and I think that's what I was kind of missing a little bit.
Were you kind of leaning into like really kind of like blown out clean? I know it's kind of hard, but without making it sound like there's a distortion pedal on.
Yes, exactly that. I mean, I think like I gave one of them to early on in the process. I gave one to a friend, and he referred to it as like, oh yeah, I love that like clean, not clean sound.
Yeah,
and it's that kind of thing where
I'd call it hairy, a hairy clean sound.
Hairy, I like that. That's good.
There's a certain amount of clunkiness within that as well. That when I think of that, like especially if I'm going to like some 90s stuff, like I can imagine like a clean, you're still in clean, but you've not fully committed to going full overdrive. It's just making it sound like, what do you want me to do here?
So it's the sound of indecision.
Somewhat, yes.
But
yes, I think so.
Well, I will go on the record saying I really liked this pedal.
Thank you.
And I am I'm not a big fuzz guy. I grew out of distortion pedals and things in the 80s, and I like something that gives like a little bit of hair, a little bit of edge to things. And I think as you described it, now it makes perfect sense that you're trying to improve or get the sound of an AC30 out of a pedal. And using the JFETs, I mean, those, I think really, that's the answer. Because it's very, in my opinion, very tube-like in terms of the compression. Mm-hmm. And it's very controllable. I use the lower settings and lower saturation settings. But the other bit that I liked about it is you have the two switches here for bass and treble. Mm-hmm. And depending on what guitar I was using, if I was using something with humbuckers, I found, being able to take out the bass and
Yes.
popping in the treble.
That's the first thing I did because I went into it with the Hagstrom
Yeah.
Viking, and I was like, whoa, hey,
And
time out.
and vice versa with a single coil pickup, which many of my guitars are single coils. I think it needs that little bit of a bass boost. So I kind of flip those backwards, and maybe dial out some of the brittle high end. But yeah, I think it's a great feeding into an amp. I use a Vox AC15 primarily. Although I do have a trainer that I use when I'm testing pedals, because it has a super clean. It's a great pedal platform because it doesn't color the sound as much. And but yeah, this worked phenomenally well with my AC15.
Yeah. It's really, really well built too. I was very impressed. I think I echoed that in the unboxing video that we did.
Thank you.
I especially was drawn to and made no apologies for liking aesthetic choices in inside the pedal. Even I opened it up, I was like, it's just emerald green and blue, and I was like, this is pretty lovely in here.
Thank you.
That's not often said when you open up a pedal, but I was like, no, this is intentional. This is great. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I really like very simple, minimal looking things, like to the point where when I finally landed on the final look for Horse Cult, and kind of proudly showed it to my wife, like she kind of burst out laughing and said, this, of course you would make this.
I thought you were going to say, you spent all that time designing this?
But I mean, I do, when things are that simple and that minimal, I think it's the small choices that you make that are really important.
Absolutely.
And so I put a lot of thought into pretty much everything that went into it. And I mean, with the way the circuit board looks and like the color of some of the components, it's not always up to my preferences. Kind of depends what parts I can buy, but having those, if I've got those blue capacitors around, then I will always use those first, because they look nice in there.
Yeah, they do. You also have 3 trim pots in there. What does that do for you?
So this is one of the things with working with JFETs. There's kind of 2 paths you can go down, because for anyone listening, like JFET transistors, they have a really wide tolerance on them. So you can either buy just a metric ton of them and measure them all, and then use the ones that fall within the specs that you've decided you want to use. Or you can use whatever you get your hands on, and then you add in trim pots to effectively just like bias each of the gain stages.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the road I went down, because I just find testing transistors really boring.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you should do at night.
That's a really good idea.
That might put you right out in 5 minutes of testing.
Yeah, and you could do that for other people who also find it inherently boring, and make money while you're trying to fall asleep.
Yeah,
it's a whole new business,
man.
Just run, charge for.
I have a habit of doing this,
channel.
just giving away business ideas.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. When I go to bed tonight, I'll lay in bed and I will just imagine myself testing transistors.
Perfect.
And I'll report back.
Yes. I love it. We're gonna make you fall asleep somehow. Yes.
Just not during the podcast.
Yes. Well, that might be too late for some people.
So I went with trim pots. So each pedal that I make, it's actually I bias them by ear. So I've got the master unit at home. So kind of the kind of final prototype is kind of the one that I compare everything else to, and I just dial them in until they all sound exactly the same.
Fantastic, man. It's a great pedal. We want to make sure that everybody gets some of the more of the inside story as well. Now, you on your website, it says about. You list off that you specifically that you are on. You're located in territorially indigenous protected land, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably didn't say that right, but would you mind kind of sharing that whole story?
Yeah, I mean, as we were talking about this before. We were doing it in the pre-show part. Like, I'm not an Indigenous person. I'm a real straight up classic middle-aged white guy
Yes, from Australia.
from Australia.
So you have like a non-structured ball cap and a mustache.
Non-structured ball cap.
The soft top. It's like a dad hat kind of thing.
No, I'm not a hat guy.
Because that's I don't. What is it? That's every single Australian person that I see on YouTube. It's a bunch of guys. They all have that is the look.
That's the Australian uniform.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. I
never noticed that.
Yeah. Oh, now you will.
Oh, I guess.
Okay.
I will.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that one. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not a very online person. I don't know. There are some people that I think feel very comfortable pouring a lot of themselves, into their online presence. I'm not really like that. And so obviously putting a website together, people that, they want to learn something about, the company. And I just felt it was really important to have a land acknowledgement on there. And it's something that I believe really strongly in. And funnily enough, it's much more common in Australia to find land acknowledgements all over the place than it is here in like Canada and North America. So I'm always kind of surprised when, either you don't see that or, like in situations like this, when people ask questions about why there is a land acknowledgement, because sort of in my world, it's I worked for arts organizations for many years, and so like it was also very common there to have land acknowledgements all the time. And so I think it's in my mind, it's literally the bare minimum that non-Indigenous people can do is to simply acknowledge the fact that we live here on stolen land. Whether you want to take that further, I think is up to the individual. But I just wanted to at least put some of that out there into the pedal world. I guess it's not something that I've seen a lot.
No.
On other like pedal builders websites, but it seemed like a really simple but important step for me to take.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing that because when we were starting talking, you said, "Well, that's something I feel very passionately about," and so I knew that there's going to be a good story behind that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily a story. It's like I do.
Well, I mean, you just have something. A reason for it, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hold like very, very progressive views. It's not something that kind of is felt very much, I think, in my kind of pedal work. It's not something that I push a lot on there, which I'm not really sure why. This may be something I should examine. But things like this are very important to me. I mean, I do firmly believe that if you have any platform whatsoever, you should use it for good instead of evil.
Agreed.
And something like a land acknowledgement feels like it costs me nothing, and it does some good.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. I've never even heard that term.
Oh, really?
No, and
Interesting.
I grew up in California. I mean, this is gonna sound crazy. I mean, I was in the Indian Guides when I was a kid, because and we learned all kinds of stuff, where the tribes were and all that stuff, and I've never heard that what's known as a land acknowledgement. It's very interesting.
Okay, so like that's interesting. So when, let's say, like you go to certain cultural events, do you ever have that, like someone get up at the start of it and sort of take a moment to like mention like the indigenous land
No.
that you're on, or is that not really a thing that happens in the US at all?
Maybe in certain parts.
I mean, there are certain parts where it's. We have actually some like parks and stuff where it's I mean, it's very pronounced. But events, I don't think that I've ever. No. Oh no, I take that back. Lollapalooza in California, we were actually on land, and it was indigenous land, and there was a big thing about it right before it started, and that was Rage Against the Machine, Tool, Primus, Alice in Chains. I'm forgetting somebody, but that was kind of interesting. It was very interesting, and especially with Rage Against the Machine right there. I mean, they were like all up on it.
Yeah.
So it was I kind of felt like that was a conscious decision, maybe to even do it there to be able to do that. I completely forgot about that. But since then, I don't think I've ever even heard that term.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because I mean, in Australia, it's definitely something that has been completely normalized. In that, like, you'll even like some people put it in their like email signature. It's like that.
Wow.
It's that common. And here in Canada,
like
it's
that.
not. It's not quite at the same level, but it's very prevalent, especially like if you go to arts or cultural institutions or events. It's very, very common for someone to open proceedings with a land acknowledgement. If it's a large enough event, they'll often bring in elders representing the Indigenous people who are from that area, and and just kind of give that group of people space to kind of welcome people into the event.
Wow. So, just in summation, you brought your ideals that you came into in Australia and found yourself in a place where that was still a thing, so you were able to carry that forward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's something that I consciously carried forward. I mean, I don't.
Well, I just meant, if nothing else, you were able to naturally carry that forward. It wasn't something that you had to be like, I got to try to force this into this.
No, it's very much something that it just exists here in Canada. And I mean, I spent a lot of years working in arts administration, and this sort of thing, it has been, I think, much more common in kind of artistic circles.
Yeah.
For want of a better term for it. So it's when I encountered it here in Canada, it felt very natural. And I mean, it's, when it comes to land acknowledgements, it's like, I'm by no means an expert on any of these things. There are criticisms of land acknowledgements as well. And, depending on the actions that, institutions may or may not take, as well as acknowledging the land. Sometimes the acknowledgement itself can ring a bit false, but at least for my part, just as like some guy making some pedals, it seems like a really easy and important thing to actually commit to doing.
Yeah,
especially in a space where that's not common at all.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you sharing that story with us, and that certainly gave. Obviously, we gave some thought about that because we've had a nice conversation about that. We are going to move on around. We're going to round third right now.
Yes.
And we're going to do a little something right now called.
What's it called?
Would you rather?
All right.
Would you rather?
Yes, sir.
Do
it.
Today's Would You Rather, I'm calling the battle of the so-called jazz guitars.
Okay. I like this already.
So-called. You're on vacation, you see.
Uh-huh.
And you get the call. This is the kind of call that you always want, except you're on vacation. You're called to play rhythm guitar on a new Nels Cline, Bill Frisell jazz album.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Obviously, they've heard your stuff. I mean, your rhythm chops are top notch.
Sure.
And, they don't need another lead player.
No.
You got two of the best. Well, you don't have time to fly home and grab your favorite guitar or guitars. But, the producer says, hey, no problem. There's always extra guitars laying around here at the studio.
Uh-huh.
So you get there.
Uh-huh.
Well, the producer wasn't quite accurate, you see. Because you get there, there's two guitars.
Okay.
First one is a Jazzmaster.
Mm-hmm.
So-called jazz guitars.
Yes.
You see. And it's set up and plays great. Very comfortable. Except only the upper rhythm circuit works.
Oh.
The other guitar
Yes.
is an older Gibson ES 175. Two P90s, no tremolo. But it's got crazy high action. It plays in tune and all the controls and pickups work. But if you go above the 5th fret, your fingers are just going to turn, it's like a cheese grater on your fingers. So.
Is this the Cutaway or?
Well, yeah, an ES 175.
Okay.
Of course. Florentine, if you want to get particular.
Yes.
So would you rather play rhythm guitar using the Jazzmaster with only the upper rhythm control? Or the ES 175 that everything works, but the action is super high?
That's a really good question, Tony.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and kick us off with that, and then we'll see what Greg has to say.
Well, if it were, if this was a situation where I had to play lead guitar, my answer would be very different.
Okay.
Well, it probably wouldn't be much different if these were the only two choices.
Okay.
I'm going with the well set up Jazzmaster.
Mm-hmm.
And in the rhythm, if that only the rhythm circuit works, that's only the neck pickup. But you got a volume and tone that work independently of the other controls. So at least you can get, nice background jazzy kind of sound.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I'd rather have a guitar that plays really well and sounds okay, and it works in this case, than something that you have to fight it with every note that you play.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my decision.
That's interesting. All right. Greg, what about yourself?
I think I would never try to out Jazzmaster Nels Cline. I feel like he's kind of got his corner really well covered in that.
Oh, yeah.
So I would go with the Gibson.
Really?
And I would start off by rocking some cowboy chords.
Yeah. Yeah, first three frets, you're okay. You get up to the 5, you're gonna hurt your fingers.
And I'm not against using an instrument that is kind of fighting against you a little bit. I think you can come up with some really interesting things. And Nels and Bill, they can get freaky. So if you come up with something kind of sounds a bit weird and interesting, I'm sure they'd be down with it.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's a take I didn't have.
Yes.
What about you, Toddley?
Well, knowing that I'm going to go with the Gibson, and I'm basically just going to grab a little AA battery and turn it into a slide. That's what I'm going to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to use this AA battery?
In between my fingers, man.
Oh, you're going to make it like a true slide.
Yeah.
Huh.
If the action's too high, because if I'm trying to do power chords or something, the intonation is gonna be completely out of whack.
It plays in tune, I'm told.
How? But if it's that high, it's not gonna. In tune might be with no unfretted. Which is something that if you got high action, and that means you're gonna be sharp on everything, right?
Yeah, you probably would go a little sharp.
A lot sharp,
Maybe.
I would imagine.
A little bit.
Anyways, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, because nothing says progressive jazz rock like slide guitar.
Especially when played with a battery.
Yeah, a
as well.
battery.
Like,
Yeah,
I love
battery.
Yes.
Love that you specifically went for the battery instead of any other object.
I was looking for something round and hard, and Tony's head wasn't, nearby. But I'm also assuming that there's going to be like a wah or a whammy pedal, which would make this even more exciting.
I see.
Anyways, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Wow, wow,
Plus,
wow, wow.
I love that body style.
Yeah,
It's
no,
great
it's
body style. It's beautiful.
It's a wonderful instrument.
Tony, that was better than mediocre. I appreciate that. That was great.
Thank you. That means so much to hear that from you.
Yes. Okay, we need to thank a few folks,
That's right, Todd.
and then we're going to bid our friend up north adieu.
Yes. So at this point of the show, there is a special group of people that we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Quite easy. Head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate, become a sponsor, a friend, a hero of the podcast,
If you will.
Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts, opportunities to win great giveaways. But in addition to all that great stuff, there is one thing more. What would that be?
You get to have your name read on the thing.
You get to have your name read on the thing, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers. Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Don Kloss, Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Rare Buzzer Effects, John Sebastian, John Halverson, Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Plutone, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Barazin, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, Vader and Pedals, and Caribou Gone.
Oh,
Welcome
yes.
aboard, Caribou Gone.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, we appreciate that. But Todd, there's more.
Yes.
Because we have a special group of executive producers. We call them our Grand Poobahs.
Mm-hmm.
These are the creme de la creme, the A number ones, the top of the heap. And they wear a fez upon their head whilst listening to said podcast.
Indeed.
So special thanks to these Grand Poobahs. Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matosa, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups.
Yes.
Jonathan Labate of M2 Labs, Ty Barnes, and James Castellano. Thank you.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much. As I mentioned before, this is something we just simply cannot do without the support of our executive producers and Grand Poobahs on Patreon. Thank you. We need to say a ginormous thank you to our friend Greg of Sleep Champion Devices in the greater Northwest area of
British Columbia.
I was going to say the Americas.
Specifically, Vancouver.
Yes, indeed. It has been so fun talking with you. We've had a great time. We love your pedal and love that there's great thinking and story behind it, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been really great. I'll readily admit this. This is my first experience as a guest on a podcast, and I was kind of
awesome.
I was thinking of that thing of I guess you'll know it's going well if you just kind of end up talking about random stuff for a while.
Yeah.
So I feel like we did that.
Yeah. We could have done that for a lot longer. I'm quite sure. And that's I love connecting with people that the possibility is there. And we didn't really talk about how an Australian ended up in Canada either. Too much, anyways.
We can talk about that next time.
Next time. When the next pedal comes out.
Yes. When
Exactly.
people. Yes, absolutely. Where can people go get your pedal?
They can go to my website. So it's sleepchampiondevices.com. There's usually stock available there. There's a list of retailers on there. There's a very small number of stores I've got them into as well. Buy them from there as well. I don't really mind where people buy them from. So yeah, go do look at that. Get one.
Excellent. Excellent. Tony, how about yourself?
Just head over to pickguardian.com. Check out the stuff that I do. What do? I make custom pick guards for guitars. How do you get one? Shoot me an email. Let me know what you need, what you're trying to do, what pickups you're using, what wiring you're going to use. You don't want that tone knob, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll move it. I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
I can do that kind of
Turn
stuff.
your helicopter into a kite.
Yes. Just don't use those controls. Don't even look at them. Put tape over them. As Todd likes to say, it's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Yes. Thank you, Tony. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram. I would love to talk with you. Tell us what you like about the show. Tell us what you hate about the show. Tell us who some of your favorite builders are or some of the cool gear that you have. We'd just like to connect with you.
How about some Would You Rathers?
We would love some Would You Rathers. I dare you. I
double dog dare you.
Double dog dare you to give us some Would You Rathers, everybody. All right, we're going to say goodnight. We hope you have a fantastic guitar weekend. Subscribe!
Yep.
Well, but it's weird because is it intelligence or is it just the natural instinct is greater? So where a horse is more independent and their intellect, I would suspect, is higher because the bees basically rely completely on instinct.
Yeah,
everything.
It's instinctual.
And you see, this is the philosophical stuff we should have included.
Yeah, we can
still do it.
We're going to put it in there anyways. Strangers in the night. Greg, if you can hear us, we cannot see you. You might want to exit and re-enter soon so we can have a chat. I realize it's not 8 o'clock on the dot, but I still know. Oh, you're going to call in so we can get on with the show.
That's a lot of guitars.
Yeah. Hello, Greg.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going well. Wait a minute. Did I detect an Australian accent?
Wow, that is that's super quick. Most people it takes at least 4 seconds instead of 3.
Well, yeah. Wait. That was 2 for sure.
Yeah. Me? No, I'm not at all. I'm just a straight up white guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're pretty fly for a white guy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Yes.
Great.
Well, they say chickens have the mental capacity of a 2 or 3 year old human.
Really?
Chickens.
Huh.
Chickens.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
By the way, I'm Tony, Greg.
Don't pay attention to him, Greg. Just talk.
Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice to meet you, too.
That's it. You only talk to me. And then there's like a horse with no name.
A horse with no name.
I know. That's why isn't that a movie?
It's a song.
It should be a movie.
Yeah.
Right? I feel
was,
like it should
There was a man called Horse.
Yes.
Dustin
and there was
Hoffman.
a man with no name. Clint Eastwood in the first 3.
And then there were Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
That's different.
Oh.
So, and then we've got this pedal that's not this, it's not that, but it is something else.
That's a really apt description, I think.
Okay. See where I'm going?
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's like you're an onion. Except different.
I will.
Will you please stop insulting the guests,
not.
Todd?
No, I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Horses are so negative.
Really?
All they say, nay.
No.
Oh, okay, great.
I don't like this one.
Do you have what one?
This passion fruit orange guava.
Well, that's why I gave it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Because I don't like it either.
Oh.
We were ordering lunch, and I said, hey, we're going to order lunch. Do you have any druthers? And both of them simultaneously looked at me and said, what are druthers? and they were 23, maybe 22, 23.
Yeah, I mean I'd believe that, honestly. I think that's a word from
That's archaic.
A far gone time.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've used
yeah.
it my whole life. I'm not afraid of that language.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways, I
That's
think
why you
more
were so
people should
popular.
embrace it. Anyways, so then I had to explain what druthers were, and they're like, "Oh," and they said, "Well, why didn't you just say that?" Which
Right.
is preference essentially.
Yes.
Okay, Greg,
Yes.
are you shaking your head? Just going, what am I doing? If so, you've come to the right place.
I'm just ready. I'm locked in.
I want to talk more about guitar wiring.
Stop it. And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.